Welcome to RFD-TV Live, an informative and interactive hour featuring topics and products of interest to rural America, with expert guests on hand to answer your questions or discuss your feedback. And now, RFD-TV Live.
Good evening. Welcome to RFD-TV Live. I'm News Director Mark Oppold. Tonight it's AGROTAIN Live. It's been a tough year, as we know, from start to finish for many of our viewers out there in the grain-producing parts of all over this country. Latest, in fact, USDA update shows nearly 15% of the corn crop is still in the fields. Weather is certainly a factor when we talk about nitrogen loss, and our friends from AGROTAIN have new research to help you producers reduce nitrogen loss. We've titled tonight's show Cold Facts on N Loss and Hot Research on N Management. And here to provide this new information, two special guests. First, we say hello to John Hassel, Research and Agronomic Development Manager with AGROTAIN. John, welcome to RFD-TV.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be here.
Good to have you here to share research that you are involved with every day. But before we get to that, give our viewers an idea about your background.
All right. I'm a graduate of the University of Oklahoma. I worked at the Oklahoma Conservation Commission for 20 years as the Director of Water Quality Programs. Later moved to West Lafayette, Indiana, where I took a job with a nonprofit organization called the Conservation Technology Information Center. And from there was hired 4 years ago by AGROTAIN International to work in the area of research and agronomic development.
Conservation, you can kind of make that tie of trying to conserve nitrogen and not lose it all.
Yes, you can.
See in the temperatures. And give our viewers an idea day to day. You know, what is your routine as you go 4 years now with AGROTAIN?
Yes, 4 years. Well, a lot happens in my day. If you look at where we work worldwide. We're in 70 different countries. So I may be working with researchers in North America who are doing research today and talking to researchers in the Southern Hemisphere who are not doing research now but planning for next year because of the change in seasons.
Right.
So I'll be doing things like that. I'll be following up on where we've gone with our research and the results.
And we have something to share with viewers of one of the researchers who want to share some new information out in the western part of the country. Look forward to hearing that.
Yes.
Welcome again to RFD-TV.
Thank you very much.
All right. Joining John tonight is Martin Case, Regional Manager with AGROTAIN. We actually say welcome back to Martin. Good to see you again. Welcome to RFD-TV.
Good to be here. Glad to be here, in fact.
And for viewers who are seeing you for the first time, your background.
Well, I'm a farm kid. I grew up on a farm in Olathe, Colorado. And then I went to Colorado State University, and from there I've been involved in a lot of different agricultural companies. I started with AGROTAIN International 10 years ago at its inception.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And day to day, you're more on the front lines, I say, as far as, visiting with the actual producers and then some of the retailers out there.
Yeah, I work in Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin is my geography that I work in, and so I get to work with a lot of farmers and retailers, fertilizer plants. And
with that in mind, let's talk about this year we've had, talk about the delay in getting this crop out of the ground and nitrogen loss, and maybe give us a quick overview from your part of the country, what you've seen out there and how AGROTAIN has played a part in that.
Well, AGROTAIN and AGROTAIN Plus are two primary products that we sell in the Midwest and across the country, and they're designed to stop volatility and stop loss of nitrogen, urea-containing nitrogens, and to stop leaching and denitrification. So they're very important products, and it fit particularly well into this year. I mean, it's another interesting year, as they all seem to have been lately. We started off with a wet, cold spring, delayed planting, and then we followed it with a wet, relatively cool summer. A lot of growing degree days were missing.
Right.
And then we had still having, I guess you'd say, a wet, cold fall, and you mentioned the delay in harvest, and so it was out there. But what we saw out in the field was a serious problem with all that wet weather, and as you can see on some of these visuals, a serious nitrogen loss going on out in the field, and it was evident by the firing up of the corn throughout my territory.
Right, and with that in mind, maybe give viewers from your part of the country any yield results that you can speak to here tonight?
Well, it's of course all over the board, but typically I had awfully good results where they used AGROTAIN and AGROTAIN Plus to prevent those nitrogen losses, and most of them experienced 10 to 15 bushel yield advantage where they used AGROTAIN Plus and AGROTAIN compared to going without protected nitrogen.
Yeah, and John, in your case, working in the research side, but still yield results important. All these research plots in every state of the union, I believe we have, and they say around the world. Maybe a quick overview of some of the results, if you have some to share.
Well, and that's kind of the interesting thing that happened this year, as Martin pointed out, all the rain. We had a hard time getting our plots in because it was too wet. We had as equally hard a time getting our plots harvested because it was too wet. We had corn that was molding on our plots. We had corn that was sprouting again. So we do have data. I can tell you this, that for corn, if you look around the U.S. and the research that we've had over the past 10 years, we have about a 13.1 bushel advantage over straight urea, and for wheat about 7 bushels.
And as you talked about the yield, the information isn't all in yet, but you do have on the other side, the viewers should know, 15 years of data that you can lean on and just add this year to it, as unusual as it was, and that just adds to the, again, the overall picture that AGROTAIN can come to the producer. That's
absolutely right, and I think that's real important when you talk about any product, that you look at the number of years that they've been around and their proven success.
And later on, we're going to be, of course, we opened up the telephone lines. But one thing I want, John, to as you go across the country, as we were meeting this afternoon, you talked about from the northeast and northwest and the central and the southeast, potatoes and alfalfa and whatever. We're not just talking to row crop producers here tonight. As we open the phone lines, if there's any sort of product, if it uses nitrogen, we have something to talk about.
You're right. If it's a urea or urea-based nitrogen fertilizer, then our products work with it.